Thank you so much for joining us here on our webinar. Again, this is the second in our series of webinars that we are doing for you. The caption of our webinar is entitled Men Showing Up, Standing Up, and Not Giving Up 3.0. This webinar is for you. And this afternoon, I just want to engage you a little bit to talk some more about ways that as men we can show up and stand up and do our best to not giving up. So I wanted to start our webinar this afternoon by talking about the following. Now, we're familiar with this guy, Michael Jackson. He sings a popular song. The song that he sang is, "I'm talking to that man in the mirror." And if you remember the lines of the song, it says, "I'm asking him to change his ways." What about the man in the mirror? That's so important. The man in the mirror challenges you and I to look at ourselves through a different lens, to look at ourselves and ask ourselves questions that's going to help to evoke change and take us through the process whereby we can become the best version of ourselves. So he asks a question, I am talking to that man in the mirror. As we look in the mirror, do we see a reflection of our true selves, or do we see a reflection of our child selves? What do we see when we look in the mirror? And do we like what we see when we look in the mirror? What image do you see when you look at the man in the mirror? What image do I see when I look at the man in the mirror? And how do I help to grow to become the better version of myself? When I look in the mirror, am I seeing things that are encouraging me, or am I seeing things that's discouraging me? So when I look in the mirror, do I see a lot of contemplation and consideration? When I look in the mirror, do I see a lot of confusion? Am I more confused than I was before? When I take a look at that man in the mirror, do I see a demonstration of courage, or is courage lacking? When I look in the mirror, do I see a demonstration of confidence? And am I confident enough when I look at the man in the mirror? Are these assets things that are hiding in the background, or are they at the forefront? So maybe you had the courage before, but it is now hiding in the background. And if it is, where did it go? What removed it from the forefront and brought it on the back burner? What brought it to the background? And how do I work on ways to get this courage back? Maybe you had the confidence before, but it is now hiding in the background. What would it look like, and what tools do you need to bring this confidence back to the forefront? Maybe we are struggling, and the $10 million question is, how do you and how do I get these things back? What can you do to get these things back? And so how do we renew our courage and our confidence? How do we renew our courage and confidence and bring it back to where it is working well and where we are achieving our goals and we're getting things done? So how do we renew our courage and our confidence? What concrete statements do we make when talking to the man in the mirror? So as you talk to the man in the mirror, what concrete statements are you making that is impacting the way you live your life, the way you see yourselves, and the way you are doing things? What concrete statements do we make when we're talking to the man in the mirror? I do not want to burden anyone with my problems. It's a very popular one. Do you find as a man, you say this to yourself a lot? I do not want to burden anyone with my problems. If you are having those thoughts, if these are the concrete statements that you are making, do you and can you prove it beyond the shadow of a doubt? Or is this just an idea that came up out of nowhere one day? because of the fear that you have been hanging out with all your life. What about this one? Do not say anything because people will judge you. So often we say this, I don't want to say anything because I don't want anyone to judge me. But can you stop people from having judgments? No. Whether we're doing good or bad, people are always going to be judging. We have to recognize that maybe there's nothing that we can do about that piece. My life is too complicated. Nobody will understand me. Are you saying these things to yourself? Has any of these statements so far have a resonating effect on you where you're recognizing now that, hey, that sounds like me. Hey, I can relate to that. My life is too complicated. Nobody will understand me. What about this one? It is too late for me now. So what is the point in trying? Sometimes we tell ourselves these things. It's too late. I don't have the time to waste. You have to take me as I am. It's too late for me now. What's the point? Why do I need to try this anymore? And if we find that we're saying some of these things to ourselves, we want to check in and see, hey, what can I do and where do I go to change these patterns? Are you happy with what you see in the mirror? When you look in the mirror, are you happy with what you see? What do you see when you look in the mirror? Do you see grief? What do you see when you look in the mirror? Do you see self-doubt? What do you see when you look in the mirror? Fear, maybe? Or anger? When you look in the mirror, is it that the things that you see in the mirror, they reflect at you so powerfully that you'll stop looking in the mirror, meaning you'll stop taking the time to look at yourself, to connect with yourself. When you look in the mirror, do you see depression? When you look in the mirror, do you see things like anxiety, low self-esteem, addictive behaviors? What do you see when you look in the mirror? And I want you to challenge yourself a whole lot more to capture, how do I change the things that I'm seeing when I look in the mirror? Sometimes that mirror is in the corridors of our minds. In our minds, we are harboring things in our minds. We're doing things that is impacting and influencing the way we live our lives and see ourselves. So we want to challenge that. The information is stored there and is reflected in our characters and our relationships. So we store it there in our minds, and then it's reflected in our characters and in our relationships. So we want to seek to see, how do we confront and challenge our idea or perceptions of that man in the mirror? How do I take ownership and do the things that I need to do for that man in the mirror? Right now, you might be out there, wherever you are, you might be watching this on YouTube. You might be watching this on a website somewhere, and you might be hearing these things that they're resonating with you. And you want to probably ask yourself, so what do I do? The information is stored there and it's reflected on our characters. Our relationships are being impacted significantly because of these things. We are trapped in a maze of past mistakes and present disappointments. That's how some of us are. We're trapped in a maze of past mistakes and present disappointments. And for some of us, it's hard to break away from. And we're confronted to put new meaning to what it means to be, or to rather, what it means to man up. So many of us have been educated in a school that is promoting a false philosophy about what it means to man up. And we are not sure how to do what to do, how to break out of, to develop ourselves better. So we have been running with this false motif for many, many years, some of us all our lives. So what does it mean to man up? Does it mean to ignore our emotions? For some of us, that's what it means to be a man. Don't talk about emotions. For some of us, it's about keeping secrets. It's about hiding or denying our past. This is what it means for some of us to man up. It's being timid to ask for help. That's what it means for some of us to man up. Don't ask for help. Hide. Don't do it. It's too much. Men die at significantly higher rates in approximately 9 out of 10 of the top 10 causes of death. So 9 of the top 10 causes of death is occurring with men. That's pretty alarming, wouldn't you think? That 9 out of the 10 causes of death is because it's happening to men. What does that mean? How do we shift this? How do we change this to 1 out of 10? And what can we do to break that? Blood pressure rate is higher in men when compared to women. It's a 50% versus 44%. So once again, we're leading in that. Blood pressure control is higher among white non-Hispanic adults compared to non-Hispanic Black adults. Once again, another big thing. It's higher among white non-Hispanic adults. So you see, the things that are happening here, it is not discriminatory. So we need to do what we have to do as men if we're going to break these cycles. So how do we show up, stand up, and not give up? And here at XY Spark, we are going to make some recommendations to you. And we would want to say, if you're watching this webinar and you find that you want to do some more work, at the end of the webinar, we're going to give you information that you can reach out to us to continue this journey, because this webinar is just designed there to ignite a spark in you to show some more interest in your mental health and well-being as a man. This is not just me coming here to flex my muscle and say, hey, I got all this. I'm saying, guys, this is me making an appeal to you through this webinar to man up in a different way by taking on the initiative to invest in your mental wellness so that you can become the best version of yourself. So, what is your number one responsibility on the planet? What do you think your number one responsibility is on the planet? Is it to make sure that our wife and kids are safe? Is that my number one responsibility? Is it to be the best dad or husband on the planet? Is that your number one responsibility? Is that how you were taught? Is it to make sure you are employee of the year? Is that your number one responsibility? Is it all of those things that I've mentioned? Or is it permitting ourselves to be human? Are we as men permitting ourselves to be human? Are we as men allowing ourselves to be human? Or are we scared of what it means to be human? Just think about that. I'd like that to sit a little bit. What does it mean for you in the United States, for you in Canada, for you in Bangladesh, for you in Pakistan, for you in the United Kingdom, for you down there in Asia or South America or Australia or the Caribbean, for you who's there in New Zealand? What does it mean for you in Africa to be human? I'd like you to reflect on that for a little bit. You in Canada, what does it mean to permit yourself to be human. So what does that mean, Rolando? I'm being human right now. And so many times I've heard this, I'm being human now. What do you mean I need to permit myself to be human? Being human is breaking away from the stigmas of society. That's what it means to be human. You have got to allow yourself to break away from the stigmas of society. I've got to work on that every single day in my own life because society has certain expectations of me as a man that I've got to be willing to break that stigma, or else I'm going to fail miserably. Showing up is about transparency, tenacity, and truthfulness. That's what it means to show up. Transparency, tenacity, and truthfulness. We have got to be transparent in our relationships. Some of us as men, we're in relationships and we're struggling because we don't have a voice. We feel that it's wrong to talk because sometimes our partners make us feel that if we speak out about certain things, then we're not man enough. Transparency is getting to that place where you're okay to ask for help. Tenacity is sticking to the task until you get there. No quitting. No telling yourself that's too much work. No hiding away from your reality. It's being true to yourself. If you know you're messing up, own it and do the work that you need to do to break it, guys. That's what it means to show up. Standing up is about boldness, behavior change, and breaking cycles. You know, sometimes as men, we say we're bold, but we're only bold when there's a crowd. Or we're bold because we want to look tough. But real boldness, guys, is when we're able to confront our fears of the past. That's what boldness is, to confront our fears of the past. Standing up is about behavior change. You know that the way you're doing things are messing up your life. You know that it's not working. You've got to change that behavior. You've got to stop telling yourself that it's too hard. You've got to break those cycles. You've got to recognize when enough is enough and be more compassionate towards yourself. That's what it means to stand up. That's what it means to stand up. Not giving up is about consistency, commitment, and confidence. You've got to be consistent. Look at the example, the wheels on your car, they're consistent. They're constantly rotating in the same direction, non-stop. They never fail to rotate unless they're flat. Consistency, life is a commitment to consistency. You've got to be committed. You've got to have confidence. And if you don't have that, here at XY Spark, we want to connect with you. Reach out to us, let's talk. We can work on ways to build that confidence so that you can regain that drive that you once had. So that's what it means, not giving up. It's about consistency, commitment, and confidence. It is about a total renewal and doing what is necessary to be roadworthy, rejuvenated, and reorganized. That's what we're talking about here. It is about a total renewal and doing what is necessary to be roadworthy, rejuvenated, and reorganized. That's what it's about, guys. It is about telling your story and speaking your truth and finding a safe space to do that. I'm not saying to go and tell your story to everybody, but I'm saying that there are people out there like myself who you can connect with to tell your story and speak your truth. It's your truth, but it's deserving of being shared with somebody who can keep that truth safe. So I'm saying that's what it's about, telling your story and speaking your truth. It is not about starting over, but writing a new chapter. A chapter where you are not just the main character, but you're the director. It's creating a new narrative. You have to take the initiative to create this new narrative. It's up to you. If you can't do it by yourself, connect with somebody who can give you the tools that you need to create this new narrative. And this is something that I want you to think about. This time, you're focused, fixated, not fearful or frightened. There's a big difference. You're focused this time and fixated. You're not fearful or frightened. You are starting to move in a new direction with a different mindset that is going to get you from where you are to where you would want to be. It is being vindicated from the venoms of your past and walking away as a new version. It's about being vindicated from the venoms of your past and walking away as a new version. To be renewed, it challenges us to move away from the philosophy that says, if a man asks for help, it is a weakness, but rather it's kindness. That's what a renewal is. Moving away from that place where it says, if a man asks for help, it's weakness, and moving it into recognizing that if I ask for help, it's actually kindness. It's kindness to myself. This is me saying, I deserve better. I can do better. I want better. And I'm going to find it wherever it is. To be renewed challenges us to move away from the philosophy that says counseling or therapy does not work. How do you know it? And you never tried it. You might have tried it before, but it just wasn't a good fit. Not everybody is a good fit for everybody, but to make a blanket statement because one experience didn't work becomes a little bit unfair to you, because there are those out there who knows what they're doing, and you just have to keep searching until you find it, similar to a journey where you're looking for a diamond in the rough. So to be renewed challenged us to move away from the philosophy that says counseling or therapy does not work. To be renewed challenged us to move away from the philosophy that says, I do not want to burden anyone with my problems. There are people out there who that's their job. Go and burn them. They're okay. They can handle it. It's destroying you because you can't handle it. Find someone to release that too. People are there who are trained to take those problems and shrink them and toss them into the disintegrator. Find them so that they can do that amazing thing that you can't do for yourself. The worst deception is self-driven. Renewal is to confront internal false perceptions. That's what a renewal is. Remember, the worst deception is self-driven. A renewal is to confront internal false perceptions. That's what a renewal is. To be renewed challenges us to move away from the philosophy that says, I do not want anyone to judge me. Remember I said it. We cannot stop people from judging. People are going to judge us whether we are doing good or not. We can't stop people from judging us. It challenges us to move away from the philosophy that says, if I drink enough, smoke enough, or display sufficient aggression, I will be okay. Okay? We have to challenge that. We know by now that that's not true. We have got to break away from that. We have got to break away from this idea that this is how real men solve problems. I will just go hunting in the bush or fishing. That is all I need. Really? Well, chances are some of us may have to go fishing every single day. because we know that what we're doing is not working. We need to face those fears, guys, and do the work that's going to heal us, that's going to transform us. To be renewed means to come out of hiding from our caves of deception and seek out healthy supports that will facilitate growth. That is what it means to be renewed. Come out of hiding from our caves of deception and seek out healthy supports that will facilitate growth. That's what we need to do as men. That's what we're saying to you here from XY Spark. That healthy masculinity requires a bold step. Something to consider here is that those who are Generation Z 1997 to 2012 are more likely to seek out supports to improve mental wellness than those from an earlier era. Only 32% of men from the previous era are willing to ask or acknowledge that they need help. 32% of men like you and I. So there is 68% of men who are out there and are not doing and are not willing to do it. What can we do? What do we need to do, men, to break this? This renewal is acknowledging that it is okay to be kind to ourselves, invest in ourselves, and practice self-preservation principles. That's what this renewal means. Acknowledging that it is okay to be kind to ourselves, invest in ourselves, and practice self-preservation principles. It is about having self-compassion and courage to care about ourselves and practice charity. That's what we need to learn how to do as men. For some of us, we have never tried it. We don't know what it looks like. I'm saying that we want to help you to identify these things and also to commit to making these things a part of your journey as you live your best life and become a champion on your path of recovery. Many of us as men, we invest in so many different things. We invest in toys because that's what we think is most important. We invest in girls, in women. We spend so much money in the fanciest parties. We invite the prettiest girls around. We flex our muscles and we feel great. We say to ourselves, you know, I love me a beautiful woman on my arm. So we invest lots in that because we think that's what I need to be a good man. We invest in mansions. And we pride ourselves in that. We spend hundreds of thousands. For those of us, we spend millions to invest in mansions. We invest in friends. We spend so much time with friends. And when our friends are not around, we have no idea who we are. But we invest a lot of time in friends. We invest in the stock market, thousands of dollars. Some of us are faithfully getting up morning after morning just to watch the market, to see how much money we can earn. And so we invest in that. We invest in beautiful toys like these because, hey, we want to look good when we're riding out. We look clean when you're on our toys going out. We have all the right outfits to match. So we invest in our toys. We invest in snowmobiles and quads and all the things that we think we need in order to be happy. Family. But way deep down inside, we're like this well. We're empty. And we need to seek to find ways to fill this void. Family can fill it to a point. Toys, women, mansions, stock market, expensive sport cars, but still there's this void. And we need to understand that a man that is showing up, standing up, and not giving up has to figure out ways to fill this void and not live in this state of emptiness. So the question is it impossible to give what we do not have? It is, and I refrain, it is impossible to give what we do not have. And if we're empty, we will only fill those we love with emptiness. A renewal, on the other hand, is doing the work, receiving the benefits, and having an adequate amount of self-preservation. This is what we are talking about. This is what we want to appeal to all of you who are watching this webinar to seek to do. Thank you so much for your participation and presence here with us. If you feel you want to talk some more to us about our presentation and you'd like to do some work one-on-one, please, you can contact us. Our number is there on screen. You can take some time to write it down, or you can email us, or you can visit our website at contactxyspark.com. Send us, subscribe, send us a question, and we'll be more than happy to respond to you. And I will be responding to you personally. We have special offers. If you sign up today, you'll get 15% off if you sign up for our 9 weeks life coaching and personal development program called the Masculinity Blueprint. Text the number on the screen or email us at the address you're seeing there and sign up for this amazing program designed just for you. I don't know where you are or where you're watching this webinar from, but I'm saying that this program is going to change your life significantly. Reach out to us and let's talk about it. We're also offering smaller modules called the 9 Steps of Holistic Healthy Masculinity. You can text or call or email us, hyman@xyspark.org, to enroll for these amazing experiences that will be life-changing. I'm waiting. Look, I have my phone right here, right now. I want you to text me right now or call, and I will be responding to you personally. I can't wait to hear from you. Listen, it's never too late, man. There's no better time than now. So why don't you do yourself a favor here? Do something for you for a change. Invest in you. Take out your phone. Take up your phone now, wherever it is. Okay, look at your budget. Give us a call. It's time now for you to change. It's a new year. Take hold of it. Let's work. I'm waiting to hear from you. I'm waiting to connect with you right now. I'm so excited to work with you. So please reach out, email us, text us, call us, and let's start this process again. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. This is our special offer, 9 Steps to Holistic Healthy Masculinity. This program is for you. You can't afford to miss it. We look forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for your time. This webinar would not be the same if you were not here. So thank you for being here. Wherever you registered from, we appreciate you. And we do look forward to hearing from you soon. In the meantime, you guys keep safe, okay? And walk good. And I will be talking to you again real soon in the near future. You take care and you keep safe.